All right, friends, we're starting off laying down. So get comfortable. Spread yourself out. Tuck your shoulder blades under your rib cage. A little tuck in your chin too as well, just to get the spine nice and long. And start to breathe really deeply. Okay, big inhales into your really big chest. And big exhales using your strong belly muscles. Think of expanding outward in your chest. And compressing inward in your belly. All right, so you're finding more space to breathe into on that inhale. You're thinking of increasing the distance between each rib. Any tension you might have between your ribs and your intercostal muscles is melting. And while you soften and let go of any tension on your belly on the inhale, with your exhales, we're gonna wrap the abdominal muscles, the transversus abdominal, the obliques. We pull them all inward, okay, strengthening the front of your torso so that their low back can be safe and supported and relaxed. Notice your body relaxing here, just melting into the floor. And now that you've had a moment to transition, notice everything about what is happening right now. Everything about your breath. Everything about how your body feels in your environment and on the inside too. And notice things about your environment as well. Let that be a part of this moment. Little sounds that your housemates might make. Cars, machines. Well, let's start to move a little bit from here, friends. Keep your long breath, okay? Stretch your arms up overhead. And take a really long stretch, like you just woke up. And you're feeling amazing. And then one more big breath in here, reaching out as long as you can. And with your exhale, bend your knees in towards your chest. Grab for your shins. And if it feels okay on your neck, move your forehead and your knees toward each other. And then back the way we came. Inhale to reach out long again. Exhale, squeeze yourself into a tiny ball. Again, inhale long. Exhale, tiny. Keep going. Take a few more breaths like this. Just find a pace that suits you. Just finding some movement here. Maybe 3 more. Feeling a little heat build in your joints. So full body movement. 2 more. Last one. And let's see if we can hold this one for a few breaths. Curl into that tiny ball. Pull your knees and your forehead toward each other and breathe. Okay, if you need to put your head down, of course you can. Nice breath as you pull those knees a little closer. And then maybe one more breath here. All right, release yourself out of that tiny ball. Drop your feet to the floor and then drop your hands by your hips, okay? And let's get our legs a little warmer here. Okay, your feet are nice and close and your knees point up. And then we want some engagement between your knees. So you can imagine you have a tennis ball between your knees that you need to hold. You don't want to drop it, okay? So you have to squeeze the knees toward each other, but you leave a tennis ball of space, okay? And you'll notice the whole inside edge of each leg turn on, and you'll also notice your core turn on. So I want you to feel really strong and engaged in your lower body, really in control. And then keep that control, keep that tennis ball squeezed between your knees as you inhale and lift just your tailbone first, and then allow the rest of your spine to peel up really slowly. Okay, think of picking a necklace up off the floor really slowly. Okay, exhale and roll your spine down one vertebra at a time, like you're placing the necklace back down really carefully. Okay, and a few more like that. Let's inhale, roll the spine up one vertebra at a time. And exhale, roll it down. So notice here that your knees are trying to move apart from each other. Keep them moving inward. Okay, keep that tennis ball. Keep that rolling up and down. And notice the back of your neck. If you notice, especially when your hips are up, if you notice that the back of your neck touches the floor, make a special effort to point your nose up so that the back of your neck doesn't touch down. It stays neutral and almost unchanged throughout the movement. All right, so let's play around a little bit with this shape. Next time your hips come down, what I want you to do is do the opposite with your legs. So shimmy your feet so that they're right close together, and then drop your knees out to the side, okay? So your feet are now kind of in a sandwich shape. They're sandwiched together. Your knees are really wide. Let's see how this feels different. Okay, so we're gonna do the same movement. Inhale here, push the floor away from you, lift your hips high. It's a little harder to roll your spine here, but do your best. And then exhale, roll your spine down. Inhale, tailbone up, hips come up. And exhale, roll it down. So notice what's different here. The insides of the legs are definitely not turned on. They're stretching out after being activated. But we have that outer hip working here, okay? So a little more outer. Let's do it 2 more times. And 1 more, roll it up. And last time, roll it down. All right, once your hips come down, relax your legs, okay? Let them fall toward the ground. No effort in them for now. And we'll just move your arms for a little while. So we'll do some snow angel arms, reaching out long overhead. Okay, making a big wingspan, and then your hands come back down by your sides. So take a few breaths here. Snow angel arms, sweep up and down. So we want to start to feel your back warm up, that whole back body waking up. Feel free to put a little bend in your elbows as you do this. So you feel the fronts of your shoulders opening up. Alrighty. Next time you take your arms out to the side, pause them there and make a little cactus arm. You can just bend your elbows. Okay, bring your knees up, back up to center again. Okay, really nice stretch for the insides of your legs there. And then we'll take some windshield wipers. So move the feet away from each other and start to drop your knees side to side. Just opening up your hips, opening up your low back. Okay, think of dropping the knees really low, especially because we're a little bit warm here. So we have a little heat built in the hips, little heat in the legs. We can move a little more deeply in the hips. Okay, and the next time you bring your knees back to point up at center, pause them there, and tuck your hands behind your knees. And we're gonna rock it up. Just come all the way up to a seat here. You can cross your ankles, cross your shins, and roll over to hands and knees. And I'll meet you here. All right, hands and knees. Tuck your toes here. Get a nice, strong upper body. So you want to push the floor down with your strong hands. Spread those fingers wide. So you're really gripping the mat. And pull your elbows in toward each other. Okay, and your toes are tucked. You're going to hover your knees just off the mat. So a little bit of challenge. Let's breathe here. If it's too much challenge, you know you can drop one or two knees. But stay with it. Breathe and push the floor away. Where do you feel the effort? You might feel some heat in your legs, in your upper body, in your core. Breathe. Let's take one more breath here in this floating knee posture. Nice challenge for your lower body. And then press it up to a downward facing dog. Lift your hips, lift your knees, and walk your heels out, okay? Remember, if you're feeling tight, okay, if it's hard to get your shoulders to move back, just bend your knees. That'll give you more length and spaciousness in your spine, okay? So if you notice that you try to straighten your knees, but your spine is rounded, we would rather a long spine with bent knees, okay? So just a note about down dog. From here, friends, we're gonna move and get the legs a little bit warmer, a little more open. So here goes. With your inhale, get your right leg up in the sky behind you. Exhale here, sit that right foot forward and drop it outside your right hand. Drop the back heel, that's the left heel, and come up to warrior one. So big breath in, all hands up in the air. You can touch your fingers together up top and look at them. And remember to drop into that right knee, nice and low. Okay, exhale here, drop your hands under your shoulders again. Pop up the left heel. And inhale to bring the right leg back up in the sky. 3-leg dog. And exhale, drop it back to downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Inhale, left leg up in the sky. Exhale, left foot forward, find a lunge. Drop the right heel, prepare for warrior one. So inhale, come on up, fingers touch, look up, drop into your hips. Okay, exhale, all hands down, right heel is up. Inhale, the left leg up in the sky. Exhale, bring it down. Let's take that a few more times, just moving, getting warm. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right foot forward. Drop the left heel. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands down, left heel up. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the left, inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot forward, lunge. Right heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands down, right heel up. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do it one more time on each side, okay? Magic 3. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right foot forward. Left heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands down, left heel up. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time on the left. Inhaling, left leg up. Exhale, left foot forward. Right heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands down, right heel up. Inhale, three-leg dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. All right, from here, yogis, up on your tippy toes. See if you could tiptoe towards your hands. Take as long as you can, up on those tippies, and then go ahead and drop your heels, bend your knees, and just hang, drape over your legs. Shake it out, shake your head. Okay, let your spine just be soft and long here. And start to rock yourself forward and back, side to side. Allowing your legs to softly bend as they let go, any tension in the back of the leg. Okay, from here, we're gonna roll it up. So press into your heels. You want equal weight in all the parts of your feet and roll yourself up. Nice and slow, stacking your spine, lift your heart up top. Okay, with your exhale, drop your hips into a chair squat. Think of pulling your tailbone down, pulling your knees together as you look up. Inhale all the way up to standing. Then exhale, hinging at your hips, come down to a forward fold. Come halfway up on your inhale, looking forward. And a really big fold on your exhale. Right, palms are down here. Step it back to a plank. And with your exhale, lower yourself all the way down to the floor. Inhale here, cobra. Pull back on your hands. Lift your heart. And exhale, up and back to downward facing dog. Walk it out here, friends. Okay, hopefully noticing a little extra freedom in the backs of the legs. And we'll keep going. Inhaling here, let's get the right leg up in the sky. Exhaling here, send that right foot forward and drop it between your hands. Okay, walk your hands over to the left side of your mat here. Over to the left and find yourself all toes and fingers facing the left in a wide leg forward fold. And I'll turn around to face you. All right, so we're in the same place. Wide leg forward fold, fingers and toes all pointing to the left. Okay, so make sure that you're comfortable. Take a little extra time. You can take your feet wider or narrower. And I want your hands far enough away from your feet that your spine can be long and flat like a tabletop. So imagine you're a table right now. And then feel free to bend your knees as well. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is bend into one knee and move the hips over to that side. Bend into the other knee, move the hips over to that side, and go side to side, just like that. Just gently moving your legs. Think of rocking the weight in your legs into the outer edges of your feet so that your arches are more lifted. And you can even lift your toes if you want to really activate those feet. So move the hips back and to the side, not just to the side, but also back. So getting the insides of your legs here, getting the backs of the legs nice and open. And then from here, bring it back up and into center, okay? And you're gonna turn your toes just a little bit in. Bend your knees and come up to standing by grabbing one thigh in each hand. So come on up. So turn those toes really out once you get up and your heels really in. So toes out, heels in. And we're gonna use this posture to twist a little bit. But I wanna make sure that we have some intentional alignment. We're doing intentional work here. So make sure that you have one hand on each thigh and you're gently pressing your knees away from each other and back. So you want to increase the distance between your knees and open them up like a book. And so notice when you do that, when you push on your knees, you can lengthen your spine as well. So you also have this nice spine lengthening happening. So I want to encourage you to do both. Push the knees back and lengthen your spine. And from there, we can get a really nice twist as we let the hips hang low in this great leg stretch. So take a big breath in, lengthen that neck especially. And with your exhale, drop your left shoulder. Think of looking over your right shoulder, but I want you to push back on your legs. Okay, inhale back up to center, long spine, long neck. And exhale, push on that right knee. Okay, drop the right shoulder, look over the left. And we'll take that a few more times. Inhale through center and exhale to twist. Inhale, center, and exhale, twist. And feel free to find your own rhythm. Okay, keeping that spine long when we twist is really important. Okay, noticing a really nice stretch along your inner thigh here. Let's take a few more. Really nice massage for your whole back. Maybe one more on each side. All right, next time you come back through center, we're gonna let it go. So bring your hands back to the floor underneath your shoulders. You can extend your knees here. Take a moment just to enjoy this. So turn your toes back inward. Maybe walk your feet out or maybe walk your feet a little closer. And then walk your hands back between your feet so that the top of your head points down. And let's take a moment just to enjoy this really lovely stretch all across the back of your body. So this is one that'll be different for everyone. So I'm going to give you some options. If the top of your head touches the floor like mine is doing, you want to bring your feet closer together, okay? Until the top of your head just barely hangs off the floor. So we want it to not touch is the idea. And that way you're getting your long spine, okay? Which is what we always want. You can really walk your hands back between your feet here. Make sure your elbows are over your wrists and they're moving in toward each other slightly. And you can really lengthen that spine toward the floor. Breathe wherever you are. Remember, you can bend your knees if this is really tight in your legs. Okay, should feel good in your low back, your upper back. Let's take one more big breath here. Wide leg forward fold. Okay, let's bring it back up out of this. So walk your hands back up away from where your feet are, and then back over by your right foot. We'll turn the right toes forward, pop up the left heel, and we are magically back where we started in a lunge. So 3-leg dog from here. Inhale, right leg. Inhale the right leg up in the sky. And exhale, right foot down next to left. Okay, I'd like to just take a little vinyasa in between here, so feel free to come along, or you can take that break if you need it. We'll meet in a down dog. Okay, inhaling here, find a plank. Move your heart forward. With your exhale, you can hop or you can step to your hands and fold. Press into your heels here, roll it up on your inhale. Push the floor away from you. Lift your big heart. And exhale here, drop into your chair squat. So you're pulling your knees toward each other, looking up as you drop that tailbone. Okay, inhale to stand back up. Exhale to fold it half. Fold yourself in half. Halfway up on your inhale, put some weight in your toes. And a really big fold on your exhale. Palms are down here. Inhale, you can step it or hop it back to plank. And exhale all the way down. Inhale for your cobra, pull that heart up. Then exhale, downward facing dog. We'll all meet there. Walk out your heels, yogis. Take some breaths here in your downward facing dog. Okay, really pushing the floor away with your hands and your feet. I want you to feel energized in your legs and your arms. Okay, like the center of each limb is a lightning bolt. Strong towards center, strong pushing the floor away. Pull those knees and elbows inward toward each other and see if you could find your shoulder blades just sliding down your back. All right, friends, let's keep going. Inhaling here, let's get the left leg up and out behind. Exhale and send that left knee forward. Drop that foot between your hands. And then walk your hands over to the right side. Okay, back in that forward fold. I'll spin around to meet you again. So now your fingers and toes are all pointing out to the right. All right. And then I want to play around a little bit here too, but again, let's just bend into the knees a little bit more. So drop your hips over to one side. Okay, drop your hips over to the other side. So hopefully you notice that you can drop a little deeper. The legs are a little bit warmer. And I want to encourage you to do that if you have that extra space. Okay, move the hips not only to the side, but back, please. And that's going to get your knees tracking out. Okay, in a safe way. Get nice and low if you want. You can even start pointing that opposite toe, okay, the one you're moving away from. You can start pointing that toe up at the ceiling, okay? Getting really low with your hips as you externally rotate your femur. So getting into the insides of your thighs, all that inner thigh goodness. Gets really tight in the hips. Okay, bring yourself back up to center and we'll pause here. And just like we did on the other side, turn your toes slightly out, bend your knees, and use your thighs to press yourself up to standing. But this time I'm gonna have you come all the way up to stand. Okay, take your feet kind of wide. So I would say as wide as one of your legs is. So feet are a leg length apart. And then I like to just get my arms out of the way. So I usually just cross them over my chest, but you can also put your hands on your hips. So the idea is get your arms out of the way because we won't need them right now.
And we're going to start to bend really deeply into each leg. It's going to feel really nice. So only go as low as you need to go. If you feel pain, you feel like you're out of control, like it's too far, just stop halfway. So here's how we're going to do that. Take a big breath in wherever you are. And with your exhale, bend into that right knee. You're going to drop your hips towards your right foot. Now you can stop with your hips above your right knee, or you can keep going. You can even point the left toes at the ceiling. Okay? Keep your legs active though. Inhale all the way back up. And exhale, drop your hips towards your left foot. Again, you can stop with the hips above the knee, or you can keep going. It's different for everyone. Inhale up, exhale down, other side. Now we're gonna go side to side like this. I want you to take a moment just to move side to side, find a little rhythm here. And then I'm gonna offer you another option to take it a little deeper if you like. Okay. So you've got a little rhythm here. You've kind of felt it out. You're making sure to point your knees out away to the side so that they're not collapsing inward and causing any kind of damage or bad compression. Now try this. Next time you come down, could you stay low to the ground, bend your knees and switch sides, and then come up? Whew. Try that. Down on one side, stay low, switch sides, and then come up. Try the opposite way. Down, switch sides, come up. So if that option is not for you, then you're just going to come up in between. Okay? Keep breathing. Switch. And up. Switch. And up. Let's do it one more time on each side, friends. Keep that breath. Keep that warmth building in your legs. Next time you come up, let it go. We're going to fold it all the way down. So point your toes forward, grab onto your hips, and see if you could really slowly hinge at your hips and come all the way down. Drop your hands under your shoulders. And here I'm going to offer you another option to get a little more stretchy in your legs. Again, so from here, you could take the same forward fold we did before, walking your hands back between your feet, hanging the top of your head down. Okay, do that if that's your favorite. You could alternatively walk your feet away from each other and focus more on opening up on the very inside of each leg, but make sure it feels good. Okay, there's no reason to rush it. And one thing that you want to keep in mind is no matter what stretch you choose, you always need active legs. You're always actively pushing down on the floor, okay? And maybe even come all the way down or stay up. So take a few breaths wherever you are. I want you to explore, but keep those legs active. The quads are active, the thighs are active. And smile. Okay, maybe one more big breath. Whatever stretch you've chosen is perfect as long as it feels good. And then we'll start to walk everything back into center. Bring your feet back in if you brought them away from each other. And then back where we started, back in that forward, wide leg forward fold. So from here, walk your hands back over by your left foot, point the left toes forward, and pop up the right heel. And we're back in a lunge. So left leg up, 3-leg dog, big breath in, send it up in the sky. And exhale, drop that left foot next to your right. Walk out your heels here, should be feeling pretty good in the legs, pretty open. All right, from here, friends, just come down to your knees, your hands and knees. And we did a lot of good leg stretching, leg movement. Let's get a little bit more open in your upper body here. So keep your hips over your knees.
And we'll take an open heart pose from here. So hips over knees, just walk your hands out and drop your forehead. And this is where we'll start. So this is kind of your entry to this posture. And you can stay right here. Okay, the idea is you want your throat and your heart and your chest to really spread open to the floor. So even if you kind of feel like you're kind of opening up your armpits to the floor, you're opening up your chest, that's what you're looking for in this posture. Keep in mind that you don't want all this spinal extension to just go into your low back, do you? So you want to keep a lift in your belly button. So keep that lift, and that's going to allow the extension to go more into your upper back. If you're pretty comfortable here and your armpits come pretty close to the floor, you can put your chin on the floor and look at your hands. Okay, and then you can even lift your palms and put your chest on the floor if you want to. Make sure it feels good. Breathe deeply into that big, soft heart. Okay, you want your shoulders always moving away from your ears here. Long neck. One more breath in your open heart pose, spreading open your chest and your throat. And walk yourself back up. So take your hands back up and in towards you. Sit your hips over to one side. And shake your legs out front. All right, excellent work, friends. Just want to get a little bit more into your hips and your low back, and then we'll say goodbye. So let's take the right knee, pick up that right leg, bend the right knee, and take the right foot to the other side of the left leg. And then walk the right foot over to that side until your knees are really close and your thighs are really close. So if you feel a lot right here and it's hard to sit up straight, you can lean back and just stay right here. And this will be quite enough, okay? You don't have to go any further. But if you want to move more deeply into this posture, you're gonna bend the left knee and bring the left foot close to your right hip. So the idea is, I'll turn to face you, that you're sitting between your feet, okay? So take a moment. Sometimes it takes a little extra time to get arranged in this posture. Cow face pose, or Gomukhasana. So keep in mind that right hip wants to lift. Do you feel how it wants to lift? Put it down firmly. And just settle into this posture. Just breathe here. You can close your eyes. Notice all the sensations wrapping around each hip, up into your low back, okay? All around the hips. So much going on in there. So you can keep it really gentle and lean back at any time. If you're pretty comfortable, what you're gonna do is sit up straight and tall, equal weight in each hip. And you're gonna start to activate your legs against the floor, pushing against gravity, almost like you're trying to squish your knees down and together. Breathe there. Notice what's happening in your hips. Okay, as always, you can stay here or you can back it up. Or you can keep going. If you want to move even more deeply, you're going to move your feet away from your hips. However, I would not slide them past your knees, okay? Keep them behind where your knees are. And breathe. Keep pushing the floor away with your legs. Push that floor. Sit up tall. Okay, let's add something to this, okay? A little twist. Just walk your left fingers out to the left, okay? Keep that right hip grounded though. We need to keep that thing on the floor. And let's get the right arm up and reach it over to the left. So we have a big right side stretch. So press that right hip down. You can use the left hand to make the right hip nice and heavy. And breathe. Make sure your neck is long, your torso is long. Your legs are still resisting the floor. Okay, now here's where we bring in the twist. Take your right fingers down on the floor next to your left. Okay, you feel that twist along the back of your rib cage. Breathe here. Long neck, long spine. Hips are heavy, legs are heavy. And then walk your hands through center here. So walk your hands around front so that they're in front of you. And use your fingers to push the floor down so those hips come down behind you. Hold here and breathe. Right hip, left hip, low back. And let's keep walking the hands. This time, take them over to the right. Okay. Walk that right hand back. Walk the left hand back. You can take them as far as you want. Big stretch across the back of your ribs. Hold here. Push the floor down. Long neck and breathe. All right, friends, bringing in some symmetry here. Let's reach up with the left hand. Take it over your head, out to the right, and ground that left hip. You can use that right hand to push the floor. Big breath into your left side. All right, from here, come back up to center. Lean back on your hands here and kick out your legs. They're probably a little bit noodly, so there's no rush. And we're just gonna do the other side. So we'll do it the opposite way. So your legs are out in front of you here. You're gonna pick up your left leg and move the left foot over by your right hip and stack your knees nicely. Get your thighs really close. So you can stay right here and keep the right leg extended, and that's perfectly fine. You can do everything the same from here. So stay here. You can even lean back to back it up, or you bend the right knee too and put the right foot close to your right hip. And give yourself time to figure out how to sit between your feet and get that left hip. See how it wants to come up? Put it on the floor. All right, here we are in the other side, cow face. So you know we'll be here for a while, so I want you to be comfortable. Take that time to be comfy. You can lean back if you need to back out. Sit up tall if you're feeling fine. Close your eyes and breathe. Tune into your hips and your low back and your legs. So if all is going well here, you're starting to push the floor down with your legs, like you want it to lift up off the floor with your leg strength. Notice how that feels. Stay with it. As you strengthen your legs, notice your hips releasing in all the right places. And then let's walk the right fingers out to the right. Right fingers push the floor so that left hip is really heavy and that left arm comes up and over. Breathe. Left side stretch. Okay, drop the left fingers next to the right. So opening up the whole back of your rib cage. Breathe here. Continue to push the floor down with your legs and your hands. Keep that long neck. Okay, walk your hands around front here. Press the floor down. Breathe. Push that floor. Now walk your hands over to the left. You can take them really far out if you like, even sort of behind you. And breathe here. Push that floor. All right, and last, reach that left arm up. Okay, reach the right arm up. It's the right arm. Use the left fingers to push the floor down and sweep that right arm up overhead. Big right side stretch. And bring yourself back up to center here. Lean back on your hands and kick your legs out. Wow, pretty noodly. So give them a shake. Some windshield wipers. Nice work, yogis. Okay, we got into your legs today on all sides, your hips, your heart, your spine, your shoulders. We did it all. From here, grab behind your knees and roll onto your back. Come on down. And spread yourself out on the floor and rest. Eyes are closed. You're breathing through your nose, and let your breath be so soft and effortless. Let your body soften more and more with each breath. Noticing every sensation, every detail of this moment. Notice the parts of your body that are touching the floor. Soften them. Notice the parts of your body that are not touching the floor. And soften them too. Soft jaw, soft face, soft eyes. Everything easy in this moment. Nothing to do. Just be. All right, friends, take as long as you can to rest right here, just like this. The longer, the better. This is where I'll leave you for our practice today. Thanks so much for practicing along with me.